And it goes a little something like.
How can you all summer and after I'll keep you all summer and after I'll keep.
Well, another eventful week in the NFL, to say the least. Very interesting week 2.
Take two.
Not
week 2. Take 2, because Zaffa fucked up the first one.
The intro was horrendous in the first try, so we are trying this again. Welcome, everyone, to the SkolNBolts Podcast. If you're new here, I am Zaffa. This is my co-host, the Cactus himself.
Cactus. Like a dry... You know, you could just add anything to do with dry weather and just put my name after it.
Yeah, I suppose that works.
Yeah, you could just do that.
Yeah. Like I said, very eventful week 2. It was... I got a lot to say towards the end of this podcast, so we'll get there, but based on...
Oh, what's wrong? Are you okay?
I'm okay. We'll be okay.
What happened? What happened?
We'll get there.
Okay.
I don't want to get too fired up yet. But
We don't want to open the can of worms yet?
not quite yet.
They're going to be open, though, right?
They're going to be opened, 100%.
Perfect.
So
That's what I like to hear.
Stay tuned for that one, everyone. If any of you guys are new here, I am Zaffa, a lifelong Minnesota Vikings fan. Cactus, a lifelong San Diego turned LA Chargers fan. And, you know...
If you didn't say that LA part, man, you were going to get roasted.
Of course I was going to say it.
I was just saying.
They're competing for the key to the city this year.
No, we're not going to get it.
You never know.
No one likes Spanos. For some reason, Spanos is super hated. Well, I know why he's hated, but like...
He is
I
kind
don't
of
know.
universally hated. It's true.
For like, I mean, shoot, even people that don't follow the Chargers still know and hate Dean Spanos. Like, okay. Like,
It's weird.
all right.
It's weird. I have no opinion on it. I pay attention to my team and my team only as far as that kind of stuff goes. And boy, oh boy, I got some things to say about my team when we get there. But the Chargers kicked off the week.
Yeah.
And I got to say, as an outsider, it was a very fun game to watch. As expected, I mean, you got two good teams, division opponents. It was a fun one. It was definitely a fun one. I know you were on the edge of your seat the whole time. We were kind of texting throughout it, and it was really close. Obviously, not the outcome you wanted. Kansas City.
Dude, I was fucking 3 minutes. I told you, my stream was 3 minutes behind.
That's right.
And so whenever I'd go to text you to like be like, "Holy shit," you already at that point had texted me, and I'm reading it like, "What the? Oh, dude, what play is he talking about that I missed from 5 minutes ago? That's weird. Just disregard that."
Yeah. I ended up watching it on. I watched the game on Twitch, and it was ahead because I was texting some other buddies at the time too who were watching it on Prime Video, and I was ahead of them on the Prime Video's Twitch account, which I thought was kind of cool that they were streaming it on there. But I mean, the quality was great, and like I was ahead of everyone. So
yeah, which is kind of goofy, but like cool, I guess, in a sense, if you tuned into their broadcast as Amazon, I'd be like, yeah, I did that on purpose.
yeah, I just had to make sure that I stopped texting you so I didn't spoil everything for you.
Yeah. At some point he stopped texting me after you snapped me. Fuck ... I was like, what the hell happened? I was like, he left me on that. That's what he's gonna leave me on. And now I gotta sit here for the next 3 minutes without looking at my phone, hoping I see what happened. And then it was Herbert. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, scary stuff.
Dude, that was scary when he had that so obvious first down that he literally had to walk it. And he chucked it away. I was like, oh God.
And very awkwardly threw it away, too. Like, you could tell obvious pain.
It looked like he got shot in the rib, like he was holding a gunshot.
It was crazy. But then the next play on 4th down,
Oh my god.
he slings a perfect deep ball, gets him inside the 5-yard line.
Man.
Herbert deserves a lot of credit for the guts that he showed in that game. I mean, he gave it everything he had. And I hope that what was the injury again? It wasn't like broken ribs, was it?
Nope, torn cartilage.
Cartilage. Obviously a painful injury no matter what.
Oh, no matter what, but it's day to day. Shoot, I'm trying to go through Reddit to find that meme, but that's Anakin and Padme meme I sent you.
I do remember, yeah. I don't have it saved.
I looked through our Snapchat and it wasn't saved in there, which I'm really hoping it's not that far back in this Reddit because it had me giggling for a minute.
Yeah, 100%.
Giggling. What a weirdo.
I gotta say, as far as that game goes, for me, I think you might even agree, the turning point for that one had to be, and I don't know if it's an issue with coaching or if it was just, I don't know what to call it. Gerald Everett had an incredible drive, and you could tell he was gassed. The dude, his tank was empty, tried to get off the field. He stayed out there, and it led to the pick six, the 99-yard pick six, which in my opinion is what really changed the whole script of the game.
I actually, a buddy of mine is from Kansas City.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and he was like, y'all were going to win if that pick six didn't happen. And I was like, yeah, that changed the whole thing.
It did. Oh, no.
Super quickly.
Yeah.
So, if any of you guys are Star Wars fans out there, when Anakin and Padme are on Naboo in Attack of the Clones, the meme where it's Anakin saying something, then Padme smiling, and then the next picture she's like, huh? Okay, listen to this. So first picture, Justin needs an injection. Padme, they fired that doctor right, with a smile on his face. Anakin with a straight face, no words. And she repeats it yet again. They fired that doctor right, with almost a frown to her face.
That scared look.
And guess what? They didn't fire that doctor.
Oh boy. They can't do it again, right?
They can't. Oh man! And Tyrod's suing that doctor.
Yeah, good for him, to be honest. Good for him.
Man, I don't know. It was a good game. I can't lie. I kind of shivered me timbers when I saw Herbert getting up real limberly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's the word. Gingerly is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Real gingerly. I was like, oh, fuck. Dude, season's done. Wrap it up, boys.
I think every Chargers fan held their breath at that moment. So, even I did.
Dude, our backup quarterback is Chase Daniel.
That's right.
Come on, man. He's not fit to play. He's a coach.
And I gotta say, so during that game, I was kind of managing our Twitter account too, SkolNBolts on Twitter. If y'all don't follow us, and
Nice plug.
Thank you. And I was, keeping up with all of Chargers Twitter, and I gotta say, the more time I spend on our Twitter account, the more and more that I enjoy the Chargers fan base.
Really?
Your guys' fan base is. I have not seen any toxicity come out of your guys' fan base during the games.
Have you seen Melvin Gordon brought up?
I have not, no.
Okay, perfect. Once you see that, just disregard everything you're thinking right now.
That's fair. But
Melvin,
as far as the community that we follow on Twitter, yeah. I very much enjoy it. And I was reading at that time with Justin's injury and all that, and yeah, I could tell that everybody was just shaking a bit, what's going to happen? Is this as bad as it looks? Thankfully, it looks like it's not. We'll see how much it affects him going forward. My biggest takeaway from this game, as far as the Chargers go, is I think that they just proved, even with an injured Herbert, they can hang with the big dogs. Obviously, if I'm you guys, don't hang your head on this loss. It was a hard-fought game. We both said in the Way Too Early Predictions podcast that you guys were going to split, we thought. I still think that. I don't think Kansas City beats you guys again.
I mean, shoot, give us healthy Keenan Allen and a healthy Herbo at the end right there.
That's another big thing. Yeah, you guys were playing without Keenan Allen. And like you told me before, you might have even mentioned it on the last podcast, Mike Williams had a game.
Oh, dude, yeah. He had that one-hander he had.
That was sick.
Man. Oh, man. I knew it. Mike, even with Keenan out, even if Keenan was in, I could have guaranteed you that Mike was going to put up numbers.
100%. And he looked solid. Everett looked pretty good, especially that one drive.
Dude, Everett's 5th in yards for tight ends right now.
I'm glad I picked him up because, yeah, he's looking good so far. Eckler had 9 catches, led the team in receptions.
Hey, quick, is he doing that jersey thing on Twitter still?
I was actually just looking at it today. It looks like now what he's doing is he's auctioning game-worn jerseys for charity instead of giving away for fantasy.
Well, I don't want to say that's bullshit, but
I know what you mean, but
don't cancel me, guys. But that's bullshit. I drafted Eckler number 1 last year just so I can make sure I got that jersey, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, and
then now you're telling me I gotta go pay money.
Yeah, he's auctioning game-worn jerseys, and all the proceeds
Sorry,
are going to
Eck,
charities.
I love you, but I'm not putting a dime towards it because Lord knows it's going to be a way more expensive than a normal jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, Eck. I'm happy you're doing something good, but, you couldn't have waited till next year.
I totally know what you mean. It's like, it's great that he's doing it, but damn it, you wanted that jersey.
It's bittersweet.
It is, 100%.
And it's not even like an intentional saltiness towards it. It's just fuck, man. I tried so hard last year,
Yeah.
and I even drafted him early again because I didn't know if it was happening or not. And then okay,
That's hilarious.
real unfortunate.
Last notes about the game. Herbert, even with the injury, solid game. 334 yards, 3 touchdowns. Looked great. Mahomes looked solid again for the Chiefs. 2 touchdowns to no picks. But no crazy numbers.
Hey, hot take. I don't know if it's hot takes. I don't know if that many people care. But Mahomes should have had a pick because Asante Samuel picked him off.
Okay, yep, that's fair.
Because there was a pick in the Saints game.
Yep.
That they got. I don't know which way it is, but it was almost identical to Asane's pick, and they called it a pick.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And legitimately, I mean, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The hand-eye coordination to even attempt to get that close to it after hitting it off your knee.
What could have been? What could have been?
What should have been?
What should have been? The one player that I want to give a shout out to on the Chiefs side, though, Jerick McKinnon got a touchdown. I love to see that. I'm a big Jet McKinnon fan because of his time in Mini, so I was happy for him.
Yeah, I was really rooting for him when he went to the Niners. I was really hoping to see him become that number 1 running back that he probably should have been.
Yeah, it's just those unfortunate injuries, but it was great to see him.
Damn ACLs, only if you could buy them at a grocery store.
Right. Oh, well, at least, it's nice to see him put up the touchdown. Like I said, don't hang your head on the loss. You guys are going to bounce right back. It was a phenomenal game.
Oh, I cried my eyes out. I cried for like an hour.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I cried, went for a drive, played some. I don't fuck.
Sarah McLachlan.
I couldn't think of a sad song off the top of my head.
Well, first game on the Sunday schedule.
Also, super quick, one more note about the Amazon thing.
Yeah.
They were not that good.
I was reading, first of all, on that. Actually, I'll mention it because it's part of Sundays. But I was seeing that there was some weird issues with Prime Video going on. I had none of that on Twitch. Twitch ran completely smooth.
They did that on purpose.
Maybe.
All right, go on. Move on to the Sundays now. Sorry.
No, you're good. We're gonna get into Sundays, and actually, I'm just gonna bring that part up right now. I know that the world was imploding for those who watched the games through a Sunday Ticket.
Oh man, dude. As someone who used to sell DirecTV, that just proves my point that it's the biggest fucking scam ever, dude. How are you gonna charge a customer? How is that a tick? Lord. Okay. How are you gonna charge people? How are you gonna charge customers $300 for a product that doesn't even work?
And it was for hours. For some,
Super quick side note,
come back on.
For super quick side note to all the fans listening, I'm playing Madden 23. Yeah, fuck EA, but I'm playing Madden 23 right now while doing the podcast.
Hence the how is that a pick? I knew exactly what you meant. But yeah, I was talking to my buddy, one of my buddies. He actually works for Amazon, so with the whole Prime thing. But yeah, he has the Sunday Ticket, and I know he was able to get a refund because he called. But from the sound of it,
did he sign up that day?
I don't think so.
He got a refund for the whole season?
I don't know if it was for the whole season or a partial. He just told me he got a refund.
Huh.
But
I know because DirecTV is really frugal with their money.
Yeah, I believe it. He was saying though that to be on hold for the billing department was a long wait because I can't imagine the amount of phone calls that those poor workers had to take that at the call center that have nothing to do with it. They probably got verbally abused and assaulted that day.
Good.
Well, I'm talking about the people who answer the phones. They got nothing to do with it.
They work for DirecTV.
I feel bad for them, but I feel more bad for the people who pay for Sunday Ticket and had to deal with that. That's why it's not for everyone, but I say I love NFL Red Zone. I think it's the greatest thing ever, especially on a Sunday where the Vikings are not playing. I can just sit in one spot for literally 7 hours and watch all of the football. It's great.
You lazy piece of shit.
That's what I do on Sundays, my man. I don't the only thing I do to stand up is to use the bathroom, grab some snacks, or get a beer. That's
and
it.
tuck his pee.
That's usually not on the agenda, but
Usually, keyword.
depends on the day.
Usually, not Sundays.
Not Sundays.
That's the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
Wait, no, football.
Football. That's the football day.
Yeah, man, fuck DirecTV, dude. Fucking
Yeah.
scam.
Yeah,
Scam of a company.
that's the consensus that I was hearing about and
The
reading.
one thing I will say that's kind of cool of them. So, when I lived in my apartment last year,
Mhm.
yes, it's still a fucking arm and a leg for it, but I was able to get Sunday Ticket for like $70 a month
Right.
for just streaming because obviously I couldn't get a satellite in my apartment.
Yeah.
So they do have some cool features, and honestly, $70 a month really isn't that much money, honestly, because I mean, I watch most of my entertainment on YouTube, so some people have
If you're not
$70.
paying for cable, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was nice, but they had a lot of issues even then, too. And I'm almost certain that DirecTV is losing Sunday Ticket. I think they're going to Apple.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, especially after this past weekend.
Which Lord knows that when Apple gets it, it's going to be like $800.
The paywall is going to go dramatically up.
And you have to have an iPhone to watch it,
or an Apple TV.
Oh yeah, I can tell you that's how it's going to go confidently. If Apple gets their way, no football for anyone ever again.
Yeah. That's precisely why I spend my Sundays on NFL Red Zone. It's the way to go.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's great for the fantasy tracking. It really is. And shout out to Scott Hansen, the host. Love that man. What a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
Great guy.
Rich Eisen, he's cool.
Who is?
Rich Eisen, he's cool.
Oh, great guy.
Great guy. Let's ride.
That's the title of the episode. Let's ride. Great guy.
Is it? Yeah. Yes. That's the name right there. And can we actually, for the picture, I'll send you a picture of me and let's Photoshop you and I onto horses.
That especially needs to be the picture for the weeks that you guys play Denver.
and then we got to get a chat bubble coming out of your mouth that says "good guy."
Great guy.
You know what? I will contact you after this podcast.
Perfect. I like it.
Good guy.
Look out for that chat. Sorry, I twitched last night.
You're not. Stop. We're not plugging your Twitch on here, man. Get out of here. Stop trying to suck the viewers out of our podcast. No one wants to hear about your road to 1,000 followers. No one cares. We're talking about football right now.
Wow, I care.
Yeah, shout out, go follow Zaffa Gaming on Twitch. No plug.
There we go. First game that I got for the Sunday schedule was one that, to be honest, I didn't really care for. I didn't even really see many highlights on Red Zone because it was a pretty forgettable game between two teams I don't like. But I guess it probably, I know you don't like them because it's the Steelers.
Oh God,
just because you live in that area, but.
Dude, oh my goodness, yeah, them against the Patriots, that was such a boring game, I'm not even going to lie.
I literally tweeted out during the game, I was like, both quarterbacks are just trying to trying to see who can throw the most interceptions. Because there was so many dropped interceptions I noticed too. Like, each quarterback only threw one pick each, but I saw at least 2 drops for both other guys. So... it just seemed ugly.
You're ugly.
I am. But that's okay. Anyways. Yeah, I predicted that Pittsburgh would win because they were at home. But they did not.
Oh, did I say Pats?
I don't remember. You might have.
I feel like I said Pats because I have a hatred for the Steelers now.
You might have, yeah. It just seemed like old Mitchell Trubisky came back. And apparently, from what I could tell, TJ Watt is the pass rush for Pittsburgh. Because from what I was reading, they did not have any pass rush whatsoever.
He's that guy, pal.
He is.
Pal.
They're definitely missing him. Pal. And yeah, Najee Harris didn't have a great game on the ground.
Pal.
Trubisky only 168 yards.
They should bring back Cam Hayward.
You think?
I mean, shoot. Why not? Who's it gonna hurt?
That's true. And we got Big Mac on the other side. 252 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The only one that,
Did you say Big Mac?
Big Mac, yeah.
It took me so long to process. I don't know why, but that was a good one.
Big Mac. Nelson Aguilar had a nice game, though.
Dude, he had a real good game.
That touchdown he had was nice.
Man, I remember when he was shit, and now hopefully he's good again.
Yeah, he had some time there where he dropped a lot of passes for a couple
Every pass
seasons.
possible. I feel like there was a meme where it was like Nelson at what was it? I don't know. I feel like something dropped out of a window and some guy caught it. Oh yeah. It was on the news. Some guy I think caught a kid out of a window, right?
Mhm.
And he was on the news talking about it, and he was like, "I'm better than Nelson Aguilar." After just saving someone's life, he talks about football, and this is someone. Like, okay,
That's the world we live in.
that's Philly for you. Oh man, dude, I live near Philly.
Gross.
Should I go lick the Liberty Bell?
Ugh, gross. Philly.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
get to that.
I've heard Philly like a trash part.
I don't know. We'll get to that part though. Next
Okay.
game though, shout out AJ. Your Giants are 2-0.
No, fuck the Giants, bro. They made me lose money.
Yeah.
God.
Again,
Bro.
I picked Baker and the Panthers, so I got
Dude, AJ, what's going on, man? You guys can only do good when it involves my money on the line? Fuck you.
Yeah, again.
That was a...
another-
Why don't the Panthers realize that CMC, he's that guy?
I mean, he had 102 yards on the ground.
Yeah, no. Yes, he did, but no, he didn't. He had one big play.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He had one big play. I don't know if it was like... I think it was a 70-yarder.
He had no touchdowns though, so he didn't find the end zone on it.
No, he was kind of gassed at the end, and you could see it.
Yeah.
I was kind of mad, though, because I needed him to just put the touchdown and put it away.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
just-
could win my money. But
Ba-
no.
Baker is just not doing it.
Baker has that dog in him, but he's not good.
He's got that poodle in him at this point.
He's got that chihuahua.
Yeah, his completion percentage under 50%, only 145 yards, no picks. But against a Giants team, that's just not enough. Daniel Jones is doing enough. They're 2-0.
I hope Tyrod starts.
Is he Carolina?
No. He's in New York.
Tyrod is?
Tyrod's a Giant.
So you think they're going to start him over Daniel Jones when he has him 2-0?
Yeah.
No shot.
Yes, shot.
No shot.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Why am I in the Giants' DMs right now?
I don't know. Why are you?
I'm in your wife's DMs. Hey, baby. That's what I said to them, and they said, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Start Tyrod."
And they said, okay.
And they said, "Okay." And they told me to even pick him up on fantasy, which I did. I dropped Josh Allen for him.
Congratulations on
They
your
told
loss.
me- They told me to believe. And I said, "All right, bro. I'm believing in y'all."
Can you tweet those screenshots out for us?
I got see, due to the way my phone's set up, I actually can't even take pictures on this phone.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, like I can't even do screenshots either, man. Unfortunately, but like if I was there in Minnesota, I best believe I'd be showing you, don't you know?
That's true, yeah. It's hard to
I know.
it's hard to just physically show me when you're
I mean,
that
you
far
want
away.
to you could come over real quick if you want to see.
I could, but I got work in the morning,
Yeah, that's fine. You could get home in time though.
I suppose.
You could bring some of your mom's tater tot hot dish.
Oh, that would be delicious, bud.
That would be. Baker sucks. Proud of you, AJ.
Panthers
Proud of
suck.
you. Proud of you, AJ. Happy for you. Hope this season brings you joy and peace. And nothing else.
And nothing else.
No win. I don't want you to win anything, but I want you to be happy with the season.
Next game, wow. This is the first of a couple that were just
That's pass
insane.
interference.
Sounds like it's not
What's-
going well in a
What
Cactus's
game's
Madden
insane?
franchise. This is one of the Sunday games that were just unbelievable finishes. New York
you
Jets and
talk
Cleveland Browns.
Dude, I said it.
Crazy.
I said it. I said Flacco. I said Flacco was going to come out and fucking piss on them.
Listen to this. Joe Flacco, 26 for 44, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks.
Dude, I told you. Flacco's elite.
This man called his shot.
Dude, yeah. That game was... I can't believe they got the onside, man.
Unbelievable finish. We're looking at,
He said.
facts. I think it was like a minute and 20 seconds left. They're down by 2 scores. Flacco hits Garrett Wilson, who had a monster game, a great game, for his second touchdown of the game. And it's 1 score. And then, like you said, time for the onside kick, and they fucking get it.
Oh, God.
Unless that might not even have been Garrett Wilson's second touchdown. It might have been his first, and then he might have gotten the second one. I don't remember. Either way, unbelievable. They get the onside kick. They march down, and they score the touchdown and kick the extra point to take a 1-point lead with about 25 seconds left, give or take. And here was the thing. I don't remember how they got into that position, but Cleveland got good field position. Like, they were moving the ball. They got, I think they got around to the 50-yard line to where they were at least in range for a Hail Mary.
Hallelujah.
And then Jacoby Brissett threw one of the dumbest passes I've ever seen. And it was picked off, and that was the end of the game. Like, they had time. I think they had a timeout because he threw it in the middle of the field also, where, they could pick up, say 20 yards. Now you have, a field goal attempt to win the game. But he just threw a stupid pass.
Stupid.
Really stupid pass. So
Really stupid.
Jets win it 31-30. The look on the fans in Cleveland was priceless. I mean, they were stunned.
They were not in the dog pound.
No, they were stunned. And honestly, okay, we don't talk about this much, but I want to say, and I know it's only a small percentage of that fan base, but I feel no sympathy for the Cleveland fans after that one, for the shit that they did at the tailgating. Did you see that?
No, what happened?
They had a dummy on the table, like laying on a table on its back, and they made it to look like it was erect with a sign that said "Happy Endings," something about the happy endings being allowed.
No, they didn't.
They did, and
No, they didn't.
they unfortunately did, and
No, they didn't.
because of that, I have zero
Oh my God.
sympathy. Zero sympathy for the Cleveland fans. None whatsoever.
Oh no, they did.
They did.
Oh no. That's not funny.
It's not a good look.
That's so That's too funny. I'm sorry, you're over here all serious, and there was a tip jar and everything.
Yeah.
It had money in it.
Yep.
Oh, the good thing they lost.
That's my point. Is I feel no sympathy for their fans for
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
being upset. But Brissett threw that costly interception that ended the game, and Brissett only threw 5 incompletions, and that was his only turnover. Unfortunately, wasn't enough. Nick Chubb, 3 touchdowns.
Chubster.
Great game for him, the Chubster.
What'd you say last week about Chubbs?
Was it
You said something about your Chubb.
because I have him on my fantasy team? It was something like that.
Oh yeah.
Something
okay.
about he splits the carries with Kareem, but it's definitely more Chubb.
Oh yeah.
And then Amari Cooper had a game though for Cleveland.
Yeah, of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, he had a solid game. But they
Why
came up
wouldn't
short.
he when he was riding Pine?
Riding Pine. And he was about the only one who did anything of note for the receiving game. So yeah, Cleveland at home lose to the Jets.
Good.
Yeah.
I knew I like Joe Flacco. I'm happy that he's still playing. It's cool to see.
Hey, he's getting his time. We don't know exactly when Zach Wilson is going to be back. They said
What's with the Jets and picking up old fucks at the end of their career? Fucking LT, Frank Gore, Joe Flacco, Ed Reed,
well, to keep it at offense, Michael Vick, Brett Favre.
Michael Vick, Brett Favre. Dear Lord.
All right. I don't
All
know. It's
motherfuckers.
keeps us interested in watching because we still love to see if they have it. So
That is very true. That is a good point. I did not think about that one.
next game was
Sure.
embarrassing. Jacksonville versus Indy. What the hell, Indy?
You can take Carson Wentz out of Indianapolis. But you can take fuck. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to work it.
I get what you're going for.
Okay. that's all that matters then.
The point is oh my gosh, unbelievable how bad. And they were without Michael Pittman Jr., but are you telling me that that's their only weapon besides Jonathan Taylor? Because holy hell, Jonathan Taylor only had 9 carries for 54 yards. Matt Ryan, 195 yards, 0 touchdowns, obviously, to 3 interceptions. This is the team that I said was going to win the South.
Yeah, I know.
And granted, the South is not looking strong in any way. They're all looking ugly, but...
You're looking ugly.
I know. It's the second time you've called me ugly on this podcast.
Is it?
That is. That's the second time.
I mean, mark the episode as explicit again, I guess. Fucking idiot.
I was going to say ugly isn't explicit, but then you called me a fucking idiot right after.
Dude, we're already at we're almost at an hour and we're not even halfway through the games.
There's been a lot of interesting banter. But my goodness, what the hell is going on in Indianapolis? It's
Yeah,
a
what the
train wreck.
fuck, Colts?
Trevor Lawrence looked
They're all
good,
drinking Thursday's alcohol.
apparently. Trevor Lawrence
all-
looked good. 25
Dude,
for 30 for 235
Yeah.
and 2 touchdowns. Solid.
I think he's going to pan out. I really think it was Urban.
Yeah, that definitely didn't help his situation. And, I mean, Christian Kirk is working out tremendously there, too. He had a big game last week. This week, he had another 6 catches, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Okay, yes, he had a good game, but I don't think that...
2 good games now.
Okay. I don't think 2 good games... Okay, the payout he got.
No, I'm not.
Just-
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's working out for them. Like they're getting production out of him. I still think the contract was ridiculous, but
Yeah, that was a bit absurd.
a little bit. But I mean, James Robinson's looking pretty decent too.
I like ETN, man. He's a good backup.
Yeah, and he's getting a little bit of work out of the backfield in the receiving game. He had 3 catches there, 9 carries. He didn't have the best day on the ground, but I mean, he, got 3 passes for 33 yards, so he definitely contributed. And obviously, I think that'll increase the farther we get into the season.
Honestly, the running back position is just evolving, and I don't think, yes, obviously your numbers on the ground matter, but I don't think they matter as much as they used to.
No, definitely not.
Like, if you have a bad ground on the game, oh my goodness. If you have a bad game on the ground, but you have, I don't know, 50, 60 receiving yards, you didn't have a bad game.
Right, because it's still production for your team.
Yeah, you had a solid game. That's it. Obviously, you can work out some shit, but that's it.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, I do think that Trevor Lawrence, now we're starting to see him, fit into his role, get a little more comfortable in the NFL level. And
he just looked really cocky last year for no reason.
I agree. It did feel like that.
There was one play I remember where he tried to, everyone's trying to be my homeboy, but he tried to do a Mahomes thing and just sailed it to out of bounds.
Yeah. But now we're finally starting to see maybe what he could be potentially going forward. So it could be interesting to keep an eye on.
Go, Trevor, go.
Yes, sir. Next game's probably my favorite game of the week. This one was awesome to watch. Miami, Baltimore. What a game. Wow.
Fuck Tua.
What'd you say?
That's all I said, fuck Tua. That's all I'm going to say on this game.
Well, he was on another level.
Fuck him.
Another level.
Next game.
And now, we are not glossing over this one. Because I have been high on the Dolphins since the Way Too Early Predictions video podcast.
Oh, yeah, you were sipping juice.
I was, yeah. And, to be fair, the majority of this game, the first 3 quarters, was mostly controlled by Baltimore. They had the lead. It was 35-14 at the end of the third quarter. Miami exploded in the fourth quarter. Tua exploded in the fourth quarter. Tyreek exploded in the fourth quarter.
Okay, change up your verbiage a little bit.
No.
Please?
No, Jalen Waddle exploded in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
I'm done now.
Yeah, thank you. But that was a good game. It was a real good game.
It was fun to watch.
They pissed me off because I lost because the guy had Tyreek and Tua.
Yeah, I went against Jalen Waddle, so I understand.
I was like, all right, bro, cool. I had Lamar, and Lamar dropped 45, and I'm sitting here like, cool.
Oh, that's right. You had Lamar, too.
Wish I would have picked a guy who would have also dropped 50 points, and then maybe we could be talking. But nope, I only got one.
And I'm not about to make this all about Tua. Lamar played wonderfully. Lamar went 21 for 29. 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then added another 119 yards on the ground with another touchdown.
Dear God.
Yeah. What a monster. But Tua, not the kind of game that I expected out of him. The narrative seemed like people always say, oh, Tua can't throw it over 20 yards. He was slanging it. 469 yards. Nice.
6 touchdowns. Nice.
If I will say, I've been high on the Dolphins, but if you would have told me before the season started that he would have a game, let alone against Baltimore, with 6 touchdowns, I would have said, nah, you're crazy.
Nah, bruh. Not possible.
Nah. But
he's going to turn it all over.
But the 2 main receivers, wow. Tyreek, 11 catches for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, 11 catches, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns himself.
Man, maybe that juice that Tyreek was sipping, we all should have sipped too.
Yeah. And I will say, I'm glad that as far as my fantasy team goes, I did not drop Mike Gesicki after last week because he had a nice outing with 4 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. So,
Ooh, a tutty.
So, I mean, if they can get him a little more involved. Also, his touchdown led to the worst gritty that I've ever seen. My goodness.
Okay. How many gritties happened this week?
Not nearly enough.
How many?
I know Stephon Diggs did one.
That's
about it.
How many did
We'll get to it, Joseph.
Okay. I feel like you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, we'll get to that one too because he wasn't grittying much either.
Psych.
Yeah, we know. But I can proudly say that Kirk Cousins no longer owns the worst gritty in NFL history. That now belongs to Mike Gesicki.
He owns throwing 3 picks. Sorry. That was uncalled for.
It's fine. This one here. We have to talk about this one because of what it means for this next week's set of games. Tampa versus New Orleans.
Tampa.
Another ugly game through the first 3 quarters.
Dude, fucking, oh my god.
Like, it was 3-0 going into the half, and then after the third quarter, it was 3-3.
You know what's so funny is that just because he's Tom Brady, that game's not a boring game.
Well, it definitely wasn't because Brady was getting frustrated. He was throwing those poor Microsoft Surface tablets all over the sidelines.
Okay, man, shut up. We're not sponsored. You don't have to say the full thing. I know what it is. I watch the NFL too. This isn't Madden. This isn't a plug.
You get so offended over a joke that's made to make fun of them because they're terrible tablets. It's not a plug.
You plugged them. You said, dude, I told you, Phil listens to this.
I can promise you he doesn't.
I can promise you he does. I have receipts.
Well, then he should understand the joke.
He loves them.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
He has 8
kids.
Kids, indeed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has more than that.
Pretty sure he has 9 kids, actually. There was a statistic thing that popped up last year where it was 2 years ago. I don't know. Where it was Burrow versus Rivers, and they were showing their stats, and the bottom stat said 9 children to 0, and it was like, all right,
like that's important, I guess.
Nice statistics. NBC's doing their job.
That's funny. In this game, Tampa, Tom Brady finally broke that little curse that he had playing against New Orleans in the regular season. They got the W, but they're going to be without Mike Evans next week.
Yeah, what a dick, bro. Doesn't he know that I've lost 2 games now and I really needed him? Now I got to start fucking Josh Palmer again.
Yeah. Yeah, that sequence was crazy.
Because wasn't it
Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints? What were you saying?
Wasn't it started by Brady?
He was definitely mouthing off. I didn't catch it like live. I caught it like where they were kind of like showing replays and stuff. But I definitely saw Brady chirping, and then Leonard Fournette definitely gave a shove. Nothing like too bad. And then I think Lattimore might have retaliated, and then Evans came into it. But that's just based off of what I saw. I did not see it live.
I think Brady called him a fucking bitch.
Okay, but that's football. Like, that's...
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I don't know.
This trash talk. And Brady's a known trash talker. That's what he does.
The one thing I will say is I love Evans for that. I feel like I've seen him before just go crazy. I don't know if that, not like that, but you know what I mean. He has energy. I love to see it.
Well, he even said, I think in an interview after, he said, "That's Tom Brady. That's my quarterback. I'm gonna defend
Did he
him."
cry?
I don't think so. That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
But the thing is, too, when it happened live, because I saw like the rebroadcast on Red Zone, like as they showed it, but without the replays, so I didn't get to see the slow-mo of everything. But the announcer originally said that Evans threw a punch, which
He did not.
it was not the case.
Yeah.
I know Evans received the 1-game suspension. Lattimore did too, didn't he?
I don't think Lattimore did.
Did he not?
No, I don't think so. I think it was only Evans.
Okay, because they were both ejected. But
I guess that doesn't mean an automatic suspension.
I suppose. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why I wasn't sure if there'd be a suspension, because he didn't throw a punch like they had said originally.
Yeah, well, it says... Yeah, Mike Evans is suspended for his hit on Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, he definitely, hit him. Like, he ran up and, delivered like a football hit, basically. Hit him pretty good, but it wasn't a punch.
No, he did not. He did not go Andre Johnson.
No. That one was crazy.
Cortland Finnegan.
Yeah. But yeah, so now for the big matchup on Sunday between Brady and Rodgers. Rodgers obviously doesn't have Devontae. Now Brady will not have Mike Evans. So,
Yeah, but is Godwin playing?
I would imagine, yeah.
How did Julio do?
Julio did not play.
What? Why not?
He's hurt, as always.
Fucking, is he really?
Yeah.
What was the reason? Like a really bad injury? Please don't be his hamstring.
No, because he was questionable.
Julio
Prior to-
Jones.
My cat never starts meowing until we start doing this podcast. It's crazy.
He's out for a knee injury.
Okay.
Come on, I'm really rooting for Julio right now.
I know. I was just like, as soon as I saw that he was out, I was like, are you kidding me? It's been 1 week, dude.
Like I was really rooting for Antonio when he came to Tampa because I knew him and Tom were like cool with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, I just like seeing the oldies come back and fucking do their shit.
Yeah, it's fun to see them go out and get that, not the last chance for Julio necessarily, but
It probably is, honestly.
it could be. But yeah, get another chance at something special with, the GOAT and a good team. It'd be nice to see him get a run.
I was really hoping he could have a reigning next season.
Yeah.
Revive his career at the end of it.
We'll see. There's still plenty of time. Next game is another. We got this one right. No, I got this one. You actually picked Washington last week, which surprised me. The Lions getting that W.
Dude, okay, you can say it surprised you, but did you see how Washington played at some point during the game?
Yeah, at the end they did.
They
They
started
clawed
to-
back.
They started to come back.
They did, for sure. But I was surprised because we were both pretty high on Detroit before the season started.
That's true.
And I mean, they brought it to a tough Philly team last week. And this week, I mean, they came out hot. They were up 22-0 at the half. And Washington, like you said, did start to bounce back. Carson Wentz had another strong game. He had 4 touchdowns in week 1. He had 3 in this one for another 337 yards. Like it or not, Carson Wentz is putting up some pretty good numbers so far. They're 1-1.
MVP here.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, he's got 7 touchdowns to 1 pick on the season through 2 weeks.
That's it. That's very good, actually.
Yeah, he's looking solid. Curtis Samuel is emerging as the top receiver from this game. Scary Terry didn't have a bad game, but not as good. Dotson had a good game. Logan Thomas had a good game. They brought him back, but Detroit, Jared Goofball looked fantastic.
Oh, quick update. My homie and I are in the works of getting me a sweatshirt that says Jared Goofball on it.
Let's go. I love it.
Just an FYI to you.
I love it.
What was the other saying that we've been saying on here?
Tua turn the ball over.
Turn the ball over.
After last week, nah. Can't.
We're gonna have. I'm gonna have to pump the brakes on that one.
But
Till next game.
But the goofball, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, wow, that dude's emerging as a superstar all of a sudden.
Dude,
I mean, he looked good before, trust me, but
the goofball is definitely not a bad quarterback. I mean, his run with the Rams when they went to the Super Bowl, like
he had a great season. Yeah. Gosh, my cat literally just waits until the podcast to be the most annoying cat ever.
Where's Daniel?
Stop it. Oh, my goodness. Amon-Ra St. Brown, though. He had 2 carries for 68 yards rushing. 9 catches, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift is looking very good this season. Jamal Williams, I mean, he's not putting up big numbers, but he's being productive for them on the run game, which is, I love to see. It's just, this Detroit team has something else in them. I mean, Dan Campbell.
They have a lot of kneecaps.
They got a lot of kneecaps. But this is a team that's not going to quit. They're going to be a tough team every week for any team. We've said that. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be, a playoff team necessarily, but they're going to be a tough team to especially go into Detroit, because now Detroit, those fans have something to be excited for. They're going to pack that stadium, and it's going to turn into a different atmosphere now. So, shout out to the Lions, Good for them.
Should I give him my kneecap?
I wouldn't. You don't need to do that.
I already gave it to the Chargers. I can ask for it back, though.
No. Keep it with your team.
Okay. Sorry.
This next game, we can just kind of gloss over because it was not a competitive game, but we do need to talk about, for an obvious reason. San Francisco routed Seattle 27-7.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect Seattle to come and, play nearly as good as they did against Denver. Let's ride. And, yeah, it wasn't competitive at all for the Niners. Just the better team. What?
I'm confused by what you just said.
It wasn't competitive at all.
Where did the Broncos... Who played who? What? You just listed off 3 teams.
I said I did not expect Seattle to come out and play like they did against Denver, who they played last week and won.
But you brought up the 49ers, didn't you?
That's who they Joseph. They played the 49ers.
Okay. Oh! I get it.
Okay, good.
Dear God. Do we have an editing tool yet? Are we there?
It could. I could edit it out, but that wouldn't be as fun.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the big news coming out of that one, Trey Lance, done for the season.
Good thing they signed Jimmy G.
Yeah, no kidding. From what I
Could
saw...
you imagine that Jimmy G is on the bench in Cleveland right now, and then Trey Lance goes down?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I don't even know what they would have been left with, because we have Nick Mullins. Well, no, they gave him to the Raiders, so that wouldn't have mattered.
What?
I was talking Nick Mullins, but they got rid of him to Vegas previously, so I don't even know who their third quarterback is. But yeah,
Wayne Gap.
is he still around? Wow.
I don't know. I just listed off the first name I could think of, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, Jimmy G, still around. Trey Lance looked like I think he broke something in his foot and tore something. So it was like a
Double
injury. Yeah. Underwent successful surgery. Unfortunately, that'll do it for him. But Jimmy G, it gives them some hope still for a successful season.
Dude, even if I don't care about the team or the player or whatever, it still sucks to see a season ending. Just because that could really derail a career.
It absolutely could, and especially for
And
a
I'm not
young
saying
guy,
it's gonna. I'm not going to say it's gonna, but I'm just saying that
it could.
it could.
Yeah, and especially for a young athlete who's now getting the keys to the ship. He's in charge.
He's the
Quarterback one. He's the captain. Yeah. It is unfortunate to see.
Dear Lord.
Bandit, please be quiet. Forgive me, everyone listening, for my cat. He's obnoxious whenever I do this.
Dear God.
I know.
Oh my God.
So annoying.
Yeah, so I mean, good for them for bringing back Jimmy G. Sucks for Trey Lance. Yeah, shout out to the Niners fans because at least they can have something that they could, still have hopes on.
For
But
sure, yeah. But
unfortunate.
it's sad to see. Yeah.
It is what it is, though, and
I hope he recovers well and we get to see him play. Back to his potential.
need some MUT cards that I can go spend thousands on.
Yeah, we don't need to do that again.
Oh, dude, I didn't tell you.
No.
It was kind of weird. I didn't think they would let me, but I contacted EA, their billing department, and I actually got it to where my direct deposit just gets linked to EA.
Just right to them.
It doesn't even touch my bank account. And so what happens is it goes straight to EA and say my check's $1,000.
Yeah.
As soon as the $1,000 is deposited in their account, $1,000 worth of Madden points is deposited into my account.
Oh, that's good.
And so it saves us both time and energy that we don't need to do.
It's a great deal.
Thanks.
I'm not going to try it, though.
You sure? Dude, they were really open to it, too.
I bet. I'm sure they were.
They jumped all over it. They even sent me a complimentary cup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You could always use a cup when you're playing Madden. You gotta, pour your drink in there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
okay.
Moving on. A game that I was not competitive until the very end. Rams hosting the Falcons. Anyone who was watching that game was thinking the same thing as me. We were all rooting for the same thing. LA was up 28-3. And all of a sudden, Atlanta started coming back. And there was real hope, especially after the blocked punt for a touchdown that brought them within 4 points, where all of a sudden you start to think, oh my goodness, Atlanta's finally going to beat the curse.
No.
And they got the ball back, and Jalen Ramsey made a good play, sealed the game with a touchdown. But oh my goodness, that would have been incredible. Marcus Mariota kept them alive. He battled back with them. So Mariota's not doing too bad out there, although Atlanta is 0-2. They do need to find a win. But both games have been competitive. They almost came back and beat the Rams, and last week they probably should have won, but they blew it late. So it's not like, they're just an awful team. There's talent there. Drake London is looking solid for them. Cordero didn't have much of an impact on this one, but we still know that he's a good player. Kyle Pitts, again, was kind of a no-show, though. Kyle Pitts, especially for fantasy owners, not much going there. A little bit of disappointment from the fans.
A lot of bit.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't even have them.
Neither do I. Offensive side of the ball for LA, though, Stafford threw another another 2 interceptions. He's turning the ball over a lot. He did
Is
last
he
year too.
Is he the old Detroit Matt again?
We'll see going forward. I mean, they got the win, but yeah. Sorry everyone for the weird delay there. Just had someone come to my door, so picking it back up where we were talking about the Rams. Like we said, Stafford. Old Stafford remains to be seen. They did get the win. It was the Cooper Kupp show again. 11 catches, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Thankfully, this week, we did see a little bit of productions out of Allen Robinson, which is good for me. That really helped. He had 4 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. Thank goodness. Tyler Higbee also had a good game. And Akers, I know it's not the production value that you guys want to see as owners, but he got more production this week. 15 touches on the ground, couple receptions. So it's something to build off of.
You think someone in the front office was like, "Hey, listen here, you fuck. I have him on my fantasy. What are you doing?"
It's very possible. Also,
if I was the GM, I mean, if I played fantasy football as a GM, well, I don't think they can.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did, I would just draft my team, and fuck, you better believe I'm in the coach's ear.
Right, 100%. Also,
hey, bitch.
Before we move on, I gotta bring up this funny stat. Number 19, Brandon Powell for the Rams had 1 rush for negative 26 yards.
Ha!
Yeah.
What?
I did not see that play, so I don't know what the hell happened there.
What?
I don't even know much about him. He had 1 catch for 6 yards and 1 rush for negative 26.
What the hell?
Oh my goodness.
Solid.
I don't know what happened there, but that's hilarious.
That's gonna really hurt the average for the year, huh?
100%.
Dear God.
Dear God. Next game, another freaking great game. Another great comeback. Arizona going into Vegas. Vegas 0-2 to start. I'm surprised by that. I'm not surprised that they lost to you guys last week. But I figured they'd take care of business here.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Wow. Kyler played out of his mind in the fourth quarter and overtime.
On COD?
Yeah, on COD.
Okay. I was confused. I didn't know if we were talking about the football field or the Xbox.
Right?
Gotta clarify when we're talking about Kyler.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, it was another game mostly dominated by the Raiders. They were up 20-0 at the half. 23-7 for the entire, the whole third quarter up until the fourth quarter. Derek Carr was looking pretty decent. 252 yards with 2 touchdowns. Not much on the running game, unfortunately, because I have Josh Jacobs. But then the ball was spread around a little more. Devontae Adams only had 2 catches for 12 yards. He did have a touchdown on one of those. But you had Mac Hollins with 5 catches. Hunter Renfrow led with 7. Darren Waller with 6 and a touchdown. So they spread the ball around more and looked like, a pretty decent showing from the offense. But they were held scoreless in the fourth quarter, and that's where Kyler, Baby Yoda as you called him last week, came out to play, and he brought him back. He had the
fourth within him.
He did, and he brought him back, and it was beautiful. I don't know if you caught it.
I did not.
You didn't see any highlights.
No.
I can't remember if it was the touchdown or the 2-point conversion. I'm pretty sure it was the touchdown on 4th down, where he was scrambling around for 20 seconds.
20? Yeah.
Before getting it into the end zone. Insane. And then let's talk overtime, because then he got another touchdown and got the 2-point conversion. It might have been that series there where the 2-point conversion tied them to get to overtime. But in overtime, Raiders got the ball. They're marching a little bit. Hunter Renfrow gets a catch, and he fumbles. But I don't remember what player it was. One of their tight ends, not Waller, I think it was Foster Moreau, recovered it for him. Just managed to get it back. I think it was the next play. Completed pass, Hunter Renfrow. Fumbles. But this time, Arizona scoops it up and brings it all the way back to end the game.
Okay.
Crazy finish. And it was almost even crazier because the dude who picked up the fumble and ran it back was inches away from losing. He threw the ball while he was crossing the goal line, and he almost
Pulled the
did it.
Deshaun.
Yeah, he almost pulled the D-Jack. And that would have made it. I would have laughed my ass off.
So Raiders lost.
Raiders.
That's all that matters.
Yep. 0-2.
That's all that matters.
It's crazy. 0-2. I did not see Vegas starting like that. Devontae didn't have much of an impact in this one. And, I know that you like that. I know you're excited.
As Mr. Kirk Cousins says, I like that.
Yeah. And then next division opponent for you guys, the Broncos and the Texans. Broncos got the win, but this might have been one of the ugliest games of the day. Up until the fourth quarter, Russell Wilson and that offense were being booed off of the field on their drives.
Really?
Yes, it was a miserable. Like, I was watching Red Zone, and every time they'd cut to it, it was a brutal watch. Russell Wilson went 14 for 31. Yeah. He had an interception, and he threw a touchdown later in the game in the fourth quarter. But, I mean, it was 3-3 after the first quarter. It was 6-6 at halftime. And then it was 9-6 Houston after 3. And then Denver scored 10 in the fourth quarter. But, I mean, just ugly. Russell Wilson has not been looking great. Really.
We're not riding.
The only guy who had a good day on the field for Denver was Cortland Sutton. He had 7 catches for 122. But, I mean, not the debut that you want to have in your new home stadium is being booed off the field for 3/4 of the game.
You love to hear it.
Yeah. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Fucking hell, this is the greatest meme ever. I sent you that screenshot earlier of my family just talking in the group chat about some random shit.
Yes.
And I went in there and I was like, let's ride. That's it. That's all I got to say to the conversation.
It's going to be used constantly, which I love. I love it.
I'm not going to lie. I even sent it to a customer today.
No way. That's amazing.
After I sent that to you, so we were talking up at by the front door, and he's like, "Oh, can we go sit down somewhere or something like that?" I was like, "Yeah, let's ride." And I'm like, "Come on."
Oh my god, I love that.
The internal me was like, "Dear God, did you really just say that to a customer?"
That is fantastic. Final game of the afternoon window on Sunday. Bengals, Cowboys. What happened? Is Cincinnati still that hungover from the Super Bowl? Like, my goodness.
Burrow's overrated.
Burrow is running for his life constantly.
Yeah, I thought they went in and tried to fix the O-line.
They did. They're big. I don't remember who he is. I'm sorry. I should have looked it up. But they're big.
Riley Reed?
No.
Oh.
They signed some big offensive tackle in the offseason, and in his press conference or something, he's like, "You don't have to worry anymore. I'm here to protect you."
Oh, he's from the Bucks.
Is he?
He's from the Bucks. He went to the Bucks. Or no, he was from the Bucks.
Well, whoever he is.
Alex Kappa.
Right on. Yeah, him or the rest of the line not doing it. They're not keeping Joey Boy safe. I mean, it just felt like every series I'd watch the same play. Burrow running around in the back a little bit, and then he runs up into a sack. He runs right into a defender for the sack. It's just all too common. Now, okay, I need to make this point real quick because that's all I heard last season. The entire freaking season. Kirk Cousins so overrated because he lost to Cooper Rush. Cincinnati fans, Joe Burrow has lost to not only Mitchell Trubisky, but he lost to Cooper Rush. So,
And
how about dem apples?
he lost in a Super Bowl.
Kirk Cousins has never lost in a Super Bowl.
Why is that? Why is that?
Walked right into that one.
You really did. Good job.
Either way, though, my goodness, Cincy, what's going on over there? I still thought that they'd win their division.
Cincy fans, can you guys go ahead and slide into our DMs tonight and let us know what is going on?
Please.
Please do tell.
Because it's not like Dallas was electrifying themselves. I mean, Cooper Rush had a good enough game, 19 for 31, 235, and a touchdown with no interceptions. So, and he led them down the field at the end of the game to kick the game-winning field goal. So he did well enough, and that's what he did against us too. This guy's getting it done.
If it comes down to it, you really just need a game manager.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Look what Case Keenum did with us when he stepped in.
I feel like I've said this multiple times, but I feel like Kirk is just a better case.
I think Kirk's okay. Well, I got a lot to say about.
We can go ahead and
coming
save
up.
the Kirk answer for a minute.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that in just a moment.
Dear God, you can hear yourself stuttering on your own words. You're already fucking fuming. Dear Lord, guys.
Dear Lord. So let's get to
Can we switch? Can we switch this to a video podcast real quick?
You want to see my beet red face right now?
Yep, I kind of figured. I mean, you're white, so it comes out really easy. Hold on.
It does.
I'm playing the Jets in the wild card right now, and they have a quarterback who's number 8, and his last name is Schaub.
No way.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
No way.
Don't you dare tell me his first name is Matt.
No
Don't
way.
tell me
There's no
Brett.
way.
Okay. His name is Brett Schaub.
Okay.
I was about to lose my shit if they made a Matt Schaub creative player.
That'd be funny.
They said he wasn't good enough in real life, so we had to redo it.
All right, let's get to the Sunday night game here. Can we please, NFL, stop with this historic rivalry between the Packers and the Bears? We get it. It hasn't been competitive for a long time. Stop making us sit through these primetime games of the Packers and Bears. They suck to watch.
You know what? I'm not going to take this slander that you're just casting upon an enemy team of yours.
They're both
Just
enemies.
because-
I don't want to watch them play in primetime because it's not competitive ever.
Just because of the game we're talking about after doesn't mean you need to be mean.
No, I will be mean because they do this every
Stop
year.
taking your anger. You're deflecting your anger upon others.
No, because I said this Sunday night too before the Vikings played.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
This happens all the. I put it on Twitter.
Okay, fine.
It's no one wants to watch this every single season.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of intrigued to watch Aaron go to his house.
But it was in Lambeau.
Oh, but he still owns them.
Well, yeah. But listen to this, Bears fans. It's time to shut up because I've seen still, especially with the week 1 victory. Oh, Justin Fields, we got him, you didn't. Yeah, Justin Fields on Sunday night, 7 for 11, 70 yards and a pick. The dude sucks.
Was it? I mean, what? No, that's a dumb question. He's not good. And then they got Nagy fired because they thought he was using him wrong.
Yeah.
He's just not a good player. I don't think he's gonna pan out for him.
No. I do not either. And yeah,
we
Rodgers.
We can just glance over this one guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. The first Monday game. I don't know why they had 2 games on. I know they're experimenting, but it was rather weird.
I didn't watch the other one, but was it Dan Orlovsky?
I didn't watch it either, to be honest.
Okay, because dear God, Dan Orlovsky is the biggest joke in sports entertainment.
I'm sure it was him. I would guess that it was him.
God, this dude ran out of the back of an end zone and got a safety, and he wants to go talk football like he knows what he's doing. Like, okay, and you literally ran out of the back of an end zone and got a safety. But you want to be an analyst? Who are you analyzing, guy? You're not even good yourself. How are you going to judge others?
Damn.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong.
Exactly, idiot.
This game was the definition of a blowout. Yikes. Buffalo, we know how good they are. They are the team, in my opinion. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. Tennessee just outmatched, outmanned, outclassed.
You're
embarrassed.
Can I say something really quick?
Go for it, bud.
You're the only 10 I see.
Aw. Thanks, bud.
I just had to throw that in there.
That's sweet.
Make you feel a little bit better before we get to the next one.
I was going to say, before I get worse.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, again, just held to virtually nothing. He got a touchdown from the goal line, but that's it. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs in this game, my God. Allen threw for 317 and 4 touchdowns. 3 of those went to Diggs. 12 catches for 148 yards. Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. It was just a slaughtering from start to finish. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. It's time to get to the other Monday night
Let's go Vikings. Dude, I was talking about football at work today, and I got one of our coworkers to, he's going to listen to our podcast, and I was like, Skull and Bolts, and he's like, what is Skull for? And I was like, you're an idiot. How do you not know?
Whatever.
They didn't know this weekend.
No.
Kirk, what the fuck?
No, it's so much deeper than that. First of all, I'm going to start out like this. Anyone who knows me or listens to this podcast knows I am a Kirk Cousins fan. I am a Kirk Cousins supporter. I defend the man. I'm not going to attempt to defend him tonight. Kirk Cousins played horribly. Call it the Monday night curse, whatever. His Monday night record is brutal. He was not good in this game. But for whatever reason, Vikings Twitter, the half that doesn't like Kirk, they get more excited when Kirk plays poorly than they do when he plays well and we win. It's like they just come crawling out from under their rocks whenever Kirk has a bad game so they can jump, down his throat and talk about how terrible he is. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Now, this game, our defense in the first half looked just like last year's defense. It was atrocious. The softest D I've seen in a while. They were too afraid.
Did you time out? Time out on the play.
What?
Did you not just hear what you said?
The softest D.
Not just the softest D. the softest D you've ever seen.
Listen, man, I'm fired up right now.
Oh my gosh, Bodie.
God, last week it was a chub. This week it's a soft D.
It's soft penises.
Listen, we are
What
stuck.
is your
Listen,
deal?
we are stuck in the dick sand. We need to get out of it. Come on. Good God.
I'm dead.
The softest defense.
No, say it with your chest.
Our defense looked like shit. I don't know if they were too afraid of Jalen Hurts running or what, but when you have a guy like A.J. Brown running a route and nobody's within 15 yards of him, that's a problem. The Vikings just kept giving him and giving him and giving him yards the whole way, just easy chunks. And the tackling was atrocious. I'm going to say this, at the end of the day, I'm going to say 2 players on our team that played well. The first was our punter. He had a good game. He punted well.
You know it's sad when
Our rookie
you're
punter, yeah.
when you're out here. My punter did good today.
Yeah, Ryan Wright. He looked good.
Dear.
But the other one would be Cam Dantzler. I thought he showed up pretty well. He played good. He had some big stops. Made some big plays, especially in the second half. Now, like I said, that first half D was ugly. Here's where it gets...
No.
No what?
Say it right.
No. Here's where it gets most frustrating for me. In the second half, we did not give up a point, a single point. We shut them out in the second half. Now let's look at this offense. First of all, our leading rusher on the day was Kirk Cousins.
Fuck yeah, I didn't know if it was going to go there. I'm glad it did.
Kirk Cousins was the leading rusher. Where has Dalvin Cook been? He wasn't. He played fine, I guess, last week. Does not look the same. Not explosive. He looked terrible. He only had 6 carries, but he looked terrible. Adam Thielen's name was not called basically until the last 2 drives of the game. Oh, and let me take a moment here to talk about Irv Smith Jr. A man who I was so excited to be getting back healthy. And then in the preseason, he has the thumb injury. He gets the surgery. He says he's going to be ready by week 1. My optimism's back. Week 1, he does not get a single catch in week 1. Now, he gets his catches in week 2. In fact, he caught the only touchdown of the day. But the man, on 2 separate occasions, on 3rd down, had one-on-one coverage and created 0 separation and could not get the ball caught to convert a first down. And both the times it was thrown to him. And then there was the play that changed the entire course of the game, in my opinion. Kirk Cousins, a man in his face off his back foot, throws a perfect deep ball to a wide open Irv Smith Jr., who would have a walk-in touchdown, and we would be right there. At the time, I think it might have even tied it. Otherwise, it would have been a 1-score game. And the man dropped it, just like Watson did against the Vikings last week. I guess that's karma for making fun of him for that. Irv Smith drops the easy walk-in touchdown. It's deflating. And now let's talk about the second half, mainly like the 4th quarter drives for the Vikings. The defense, remember, did not allow a point. They were lined up for a field goal. Pat Pete blocks the kick. And I think it was Chris Boyd picks it up, and he's got a clear path to the end zone. And he gets run down. First, he's supposed to be a speedy guy. He gets run down by the kicker and the holder. They run him down, so he does not get the touchdown. That leads to a drive that culminates inside the 10-yard line for the Vikings, or in the red zone for sure, which leads to an interception. Now, Kirk threw 3. The first one was absolutely not his fault. The first interception was all on Justin Jefferson. Now, this is not me defending Kirk Cousins. He played horribly, but that one was not on him. The other 2 were on him. 100%. When you just sit there and constantly try to force the ball to one guy, to Justin Jefferson, Darius Slay said, I got this. And he probably should have had 3 or 4 more interceptions. It was atrocious, especially the last one where Kirk throws up a desperation one and Slay has it, but it gets knocked out. He basically drops the interception. The very next play, he comes back and throws up another panic throw, underthrown to Jefferson in the end zone, picked off.
Okay. It's getting hard to defend Kirk.
I'm not defending Kirk right now, but here's where I'm going to stand. I'm gonna relax a little bit here. It's week 2, and I believe Philadelphia is a very good football team. We went prime time into Philly. Jalen Hurts looked great. He really did. He looked solid.
Dude, yeah, he could, whatever. His fantasy. I hate so many players now that I'm actually caring about fantasy.
Because of fantasy, I get it.
It's stupid. But now I have unbiased hatred towards so many players for no reason.
I feel you. But
like, they didn't do anything to me.
It's just because of that. I get that. Now, like I'm saying, tough Philly team at home. That's a tough place to play in. Yeah, we looked atrocious. But week 2, we'll be back. I am not hitting the panic button like so many people say we need to. We just need to relax, get back to the basics, and have a good week of practice. I like that our coach went and took full blame, even though he doesn't need to take full blame. But I like seeing a leader and a coach do that. He said it's all on him for not getting them in the best positions that they need to be. Now, here's where it gets rough. We play Detroit at home next week. This is not a game that we can take lightly. This is a game that we need to prepare for and come back swinging, because Detroit is a dangerous team, in my opinion, and cannot be underprepared for.
Where do you guys play?
It's at home.
Okay, no game now is, I would say, like a determining factor on the season.
Right.
But I would say, in a sense, though, this game would kind of be a determining factor on the season.
This is a big one.
Because if you lose at home against Detroit, why would you lose? Why would you win in Detroit?
Right.
And if you get swept by the Lions, how is that?
Nah. Listen, we just need to focus up right now and get ready for Sunday. We finally get a noon game. We're at home. Again, we're 1-1. It's not like we're 0-2 here. We got the big win last week. This was an ugly loss. But I'm glad it happened now. So that we can get focused, get right, and, keep the ball moving. Because we have so much talent. I believe we'll be okay. I'm not hitting the panic button. The fucking Vikings Twitter is so obnoxious. It really is. There's so many people who are already claiming season's lost and are happy about it because that means Cousins might go. Oh, we need to get rid of Cousins. Tired of it.
You guys still have Kirk Cousins?
Yes, we do.
Well, I thought you guys got rid of him a while ago. He sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's weird.
Funny.
Ha ha.
All right, that's all I have to say about that.
Go Vikings.
Yes, we'll bounce back. Real quick before we end the show, let's run through our picks for week 3.
Dear goodness gracious, I'm going to be honest. How many people are listening this long?
That's a good question. Who knows? This is our
I mean,
longest
like,
episode.
Obviously, we're gonna do it, but I'm just saying, like,
Well,
we're at the point. I think AJ will.
AJ's a good listener.
We he's not a dog.
I didn't even think like that.
We gotta get AJ on here.
We should get AJ on here.
I think
Sorry,
we got
AJ. I didn't mean it like that.
He's a good listener. He's a good boy. Dear God.
Dear God is right. Okay, tomorrow it kicks off. Week 3, Thursday night. Steelers at Browns.
Brownies.
This one's tough for me. I'm going to go Browns as well. I think Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, they're enough to carry the load. Pittsburgh's coming off a tough loss.
Dear God, you're just what's with you in these sexual innuendos?
What's with you? Grow up.
Chubb can carry the load.
Dear God.
Explicit.
I'm going to have to title this episode Dick Sand.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Wow, this is a great game. I wish that this wasn't on at the same time as mine because I'd love to watch it. Bills at Dolphins. I'm going to go Bills. I think that they're the more complete team, but I think that could be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills too.
That's an exciting one, though. This one, Bengals at Jets. The Bengals have to get on the board here. I think
Against the Joe Flacco-led team that just balled out.
I think that Chase is going to have a big day.
Yeah, but hold on, super quick. Don't think of it as it's the Bengals against the Jets. Look at Flacco.
I know, okay, but we all know who he is.
He's elite.
Regardless, I think
Does he have a Super Bowl ring?
he does.
Does Kirk?
Okay, but Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. Does Phil? Exactly.
Beep, beep, beep.
I think Bengals take it. Finally get on the board. What about you?
I'm gonna go the Jets.
Okay, that's fair.
Again, speaking of the Jets, I'm playing him in the wild card right now.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I got Jets. Honestly, I mean, Bengals have not looked great.
They have not.
Flacco looked like a baller.
He played very well, yes.
He should have like a cane or something.
Something. Raiders at Titans. Oh, sorry.
Titans.
I'm going to go Raiders, finally get it. I think Titans are just kind of tough. Just a tough team to look at. They're ugly on defense. Tannehill isn't playing great. Henry's been shut down. I think Raiders get their dub.
Wait, shut down? Like shut down?
Yeah, he had 25 yards last week.
Oh, I thought you meant like shut down, like.
Oh, like injury-wise?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
No. I just mean he hasn't had much success yet. Saints at Panthers. I will not pick Baker Mayfield again this week. Saints get that one.
Nope. Nope. Saints.
I can't, yeah. Ravens at Patriots. I like Baltimore in that one.
Yeah, I like the Ravens.
Lions at Vikings. I got my
Lions.
team. That's fair. I got my team. We bounce back.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not saying Lions just to go against you, but I even said it to you. I mean, the only reason I picked the Redskins is because I like what shit.
Whoa, canceled.
Oh my
Just
fuck.
kidding.
God damn it. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good.
No. The only reason I picked the Commanders is because I like Heineke, and I hope he can be on a team that does well. So, but in the predictions, I was saying I think the Lions are going to be a slept-on team, and Kirk just had a game where he threw 3 picks, and the Lions balled out. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
have to.
Totally get it. Yep. I think we bounce back, but yeah, it'll be a tough one. Eagles in Washington against the Commanders. I like Philly.
Did you hold on? So you said Philly in Washington taking on the Commanders.
Philly
Did you?
in Washington?
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, Washington D.C. I'm sorry.
No. God, that's not. Did you specify to say Commanders to kind of throw shade at me for just saying the Redskins?
No, I was just saying. I said the same thing last week. Like Washington, the Commanders.
Okay. I'm just asking.
You're very defensive.
You know what? You're kind of a bitch.
No,
Why are you so? Why I'm defensive? Why are you so sensitive?
I'm not. Definitely not. Chiefs at Colts. It's
Colts.
Chiefs. You think Colts? That's surprising.
No. Obviously, I only said that because the Chiefs are
Right.
I got,
Texans at Bears. This one's kind of tough.
honestly, I'm gonna say Texans.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I'm gonna say Bears only because they're at home though.
Okay.
It's a tricky one though. Jags at Chargers. I think you guys take care of business.
I don't think we pull a Carson here.
Nah, you guys got this. No problem. Rams at Cardinals. That's a fun matchup. I'm gonna go Rams.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got Rams.
Just because they don't have D-Hop back yet.
Super quick fantasy. I'm about to make a trade for D-Hop. I'm offloading Cam Akers to take an L for the now, with hopes that future will be good.
Okay. I respect it. All right, last four we got here. Packers at Bucks. That's a decent matchup. I like the Bucks though.
Packers at Bucks.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Bucks.
I still don't think that Aaron has the confidence in his receivers yet.
No shot. There's no way. I mean, how can you?
Right.
He's playing with like XFL receivers.
And then Randall Cobb.
I mean, I'm gonna say this really quickly. I love that Cobb is still at Green Bay.
Well, back to Green Bay, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a throwback to my childhood.
I feel you.
Cobb, Rogers, other Rogers, Driver, Nelson. I don't know. I mean, I'm from Minnesota, so the Packers have been very heavy in my life.
100%, yeah.
Little rant there, sorry.
No, you're good. Falcons at Seahawks. I think Atlanta has to get their dub.
Yeah. I was going to say Atlanta, too.
Yeah, I think they finally get their dub. Niners at Broncos. Let's ride. I got Niners.
Let's hide.
Let's hide. I like that. I just don't think that something's not clicking yet for Russell, and I don't think he finds it against San Francisco. They're a tough team, even with Jimmy G.
So you're saying Niners?
Yeah, Niners.
Oh, I just assumed when you said "let's ride," you were saying "let's ride" as in.
Oh no, I was just saying it because it's fun. Fun meme.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got?
Niners. I mean, I think Jimmy G's gonna come out and be like, "Sup, bitches? This is why I should have been starting."
Yeah, I mean, he knows the team. He knows Russell Wilson, former division rival. So
he's gonna walk on that field and be like, "Fuck Trey Lance. This is my team."
Damn. And final game of the week, Monday night, we got Cowboys at Giants. AJ, this one's for you. I'm picking Giants.
I'm going Giants. Yeah, shout out AJ.
I'm picking them. Let's go, AJ. That one's for you, buddy.
If you listen to this podcast, I will be reaching out to you soon about trying to get you in on here.
Yes, that's facts.
Have a little talk about the Giants,
Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's make that happen.
Him and Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic. Shout out to Bengal.
Shout out. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is our longest episode yet.
Yeah, dear God, what are we at right now?
Hour 46.
Holy cow. Cheese and rice.
We had some rants in there for this
We
week's
did.
games.
Not fuck yeah.
No. Fuck yeah, question mark? Not at the moment.
No question mark.
Nope.
None to be found.
Yeah.
And it's 4th and 5 at the 15. Sick.
Facts. One of these, either like this week, maybe next week, coming up soon. I do want to have another podcast that's not reacting to the weeks. I want to have another, like one of those fun podcasts that we did where, we did the what if episode. I want to do one where, maybe we go through our rankings as like, our top 10, whether it be quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, or all three at some point. I want to do something like that going forward.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. But for this one, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're still listening after this long one.
If you're still listening, comment your Cash App.
Just comment it. We're not promising anything, but.
And Zaffa will reach out.
This is not true. This is not true.
Detailing the outliers of our sponsorship.
If you guys are listening to this on the YouTube, please leave a like, subscribe. We'd love to, we've been getting decent views on it. We'd love to see the sub count go up a little bit and get some likes on there. If you're listening on Spotify, rate us 5 stars. That'd be awesome. We'd really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Did you just hear the Minnesotan come out in you?
Did it? I don't even notice anymore.
He said rate us in 5 stars.
That's awesome.
Stars.
That is awesome. All right, guys. That's all we got for you this week. We hope that you guys enjoy this weekend's games. I certainly hope that I do. A little bounce back. So, yeah.
Go Kirk.
Go Kirk, baby. So, yeah. We'll see you guys next week for the Week 3 reactions. SkolNBolts Podcast. I'm Zaffa. That's Cactus. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Adios.
And it goes a little something like.
Oh, how can you love